Okay, guys, just running a bit late this week, but we're just going to preview the Newmarket meeting on Wednesday, the 15th of November. Rails out 3 metres the entire, same as last week, and I'm pretty sure it was true the week before. And I've always been an advocate that rails should only be moved if necessary, if it gets wet and it gets chopped up, but we've had unbelievable weather in Launceston for the past 2 to 3 weeks, so good to see that they've maintained the rail position. Should, you'd imagine, make it a fairer racing pattern for all concerned, so here's hoping. Soft 5's meant to be mid-20s in Launceston again tomorrow. Late showers are forecast, but you'd imagine probably sort of better around a good 4. So we'll kick off with the first, which is a pretty good maiden, actually, over 1,400 metres. Actually, a couple in here that I'm half keen on. Penstocks, I've got no doubts, the horse with the most upside in the race. The thing that scares me to death is the outside gate. Trialled very well the other day. Obviously, a big concern with the outside gate is that I imagine they're probably wanting ridden with cover, so you might have to go all the way back, or risk sort of sitting 3 or 4 deep, no cover. But he's the one going forwards. Century Arrow's first up over 1,400 metres, which is interesting. Like, he's a non-speed type of horse. His trial was okay. Horse from the trial came out and ran well the other day that he beat. And if it is favouring on pace runners, he might be the one advantaged by any bias in that direction. Little Pumbaa hit the line okay both starts, so extra distance in its favour. It's also drawn horribly, and it's one of that caught the eye first up, rode away. I think it actually went round at $151. Yeah, so certainly didn't race like it. I think it ran the second or third quickest last 200 metre split of the night. I might actually go and have a quick look at it. Rode away. So here it is, 3 back the inside, settling. And as I said, it's mainly the way it finishes off here over 1,200. You can see like it's just cluttered up on the fence. Looks like a big gangly type of horse, sort of needs galloping room. If you just watch it from here, its last 200 is ultra impressive. And remember, this was a night nothing made ground. I think every leader won on the night. So you can see nothing out here making an inch of ground. It's just this last 100 just keeps savaging the line. Look, imagine the 1,400 is going to be no issue. Ian Hay as a trainer's never one who gets them. They tend to progress well through a preparation as well, so you'd imagine there's natural improvement to come there. Barrier 11 I'm not overly concerned with, as he looks, as we pointed out there, the type who needs to clear running to keep working his way to the line. So I guess you got the betting here. There has been a bit of support for him already, like he's been 23 into 13, but I don't think $13 is that bad a price, to be honest. Penstock $6, I'd happily sort of take that. If he gets so lucky, he probably wins. Century Arrow, I'd imagine it'd probably drift first up over 1,400. It's still going to run mighty well, and if there's any on-speed bias, definitely the one. And then probably Little Pumbaa, a couple down the bottom. A clean achiever, she appeared to have a chance last time. Shaborn Star's just always running on, and this is tougher. So, yeah, I think we can probably narrow it down to 1, 2, 6 and 7. Forced to pick a couple to back, I'll probably back 6 and 7, and if one gets out a bit, I might save on him just in case. It's because the rest of them, the other 3 will all be getting back a bit. If there's any on-speed bias, I might cover my outlay on Century Arrow. The second, and here Monlondo is one who caught the eye the other day. It was a pretty strong race it was in. Was it in that same night when nothing made an inch of ground. So you're getting double figures, Monlondo. So it's just in the gold with the black V colours. You know, Chasing Home Life on the Wire is a seriously good horse. If I can get the actual video to work. So here is the 5th in clear running. My computer's going a treat, as you can see. You know, this is riveting viewing, isn't it? So, you know, just worth watching. Like he keeps coming to the line. As we said, you've got Life on the Wire, CGM are going to be virtually favourites in a couple of other races on the night, and this is panels weaker than the races these two horses are contesting. And he just keeps, he comes out into the no-go zone and just keeps coming and coming. Now you've also got Charlemagne's Girl, I think this is, making very good ground. You know, and all these other three that's beaten at home there are going to be, as I said, well fancied in other races on the night, and you're copying double figures. Monlondo in an easier race, John Barrier 3. I don't think we can, you know, he's going to get a good run. It is a pretty handy race. Like Time Command's won the other day. I thought Vengeance of Fury, it's a fair argument, should have actually beaten at home, and appeared to appreciate getting the senior jockey on. Newts has raced handies past couple, and I think the blinkers are off and the winkers are on this week, so it might settle and help him finish off a bit better. I was a tad disappointed with GG Rock and Run first up. I had something on, but the form from the race has actually turned out pretty well, with Goodbye Lonesome and a couple of others out of the race. And Turtle's Nest, just super honest, can do no work. And the thing with this race, it doesn't appear to be that much tempo in it, so barriers could be important, but just based on that, like, I'm very happy to take the $12 each way in Monlondo. Yeah, sort of tricky little race, so probably go shopping for a bit of value. The third, another race with virtually looks no tempo here at all. Greenmount Lass just being low flying, 1 at 100 to 1, 4 starts back, and proved that was no fluke, and super ride last time behind a virtually deserved to win the ride. So I think Craig Newitt's had a bad case of second-itis the last couple of weeks, but the ride on Greenmount Lass was perfect. It's the one, but I couldn't come into odds on in a fit. Sugar Free was okay in a weaker race last time, as was Western Front, but difficult to see them beat. And Axion was a good thing beaten last week as well. Greenmount Lass is the one, but there's not too much value in the prices, so might just give that one a miss. The fourth, Fastnet Dragon's probably the most interesting runner on the card. First up from Singapore. Obviously, best form's over longer, so it'd be interesting to see how it goes though. Do keep coming back to the two mares down the bottom. As you point out, Life on the Wires, it just looks a horse going places. You know, rock bottom price, because she got a Tariki, she's trialled well, she got a super first up record. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very confident one of the two will win. I do think Life on the Wire will beat Tariki, but I'm not confident enough to take the likely price. So, and Nadam wasn't too bad first up either, so looking for another one. Yeah, so races 3 and 4 not keen on at all from a betting perspective. The Newmarket, Lord Da Vinci obviously went under at short odds last time, but if you forget the starting price, there's still plenty of merit in the run. The issue, I think it's more a case of if he gets the luck, he'll probably win. Just he's only given 4.5 kilos to the horses down the bottom. Same race last year, there's not too much doubt he probably should have won, but he was caught 3 deep, no cover, because they're going to be flying here. GG's Jet, Happy Halloween. You know, if you're caught off the track working, you're going to really have to earn it. So you're virtually taking $2.35 that he gets some luck in running. So, but yeah, I think about $2.50 is his right price. GG Red Prince won't know himself with 55 kilos, but I still haven't liked the way he's finished off his races past couple. GG's Jet in a Trilly run 1200 metre race, I couldn't back in a fit. Power charged, the way it's trialled, it should be 1,000 to 1, but might be a racehorse. The two that actually map very well here are I'm Wesley and Olon Star. As you mentioned, you're going to have GG's Jet and Happy Halloween most likely clearing out. Red Prince will be coming over from out wide, but if you've got GG's Jet leading, Olon Star's drawn 2, it'll sit behind it, and I'm Wesley should be sitting 4th or 5th, sort of one off. And I said I happened to have something on Zahitsi last year when it won purely because of the speed map, and these two mapped to get a very similar run. And as I said, Lord Da Vinci, I couldn't take the price. Obviously, I still I'm not going to pot him at all. I said if he gets the luck, I'll be surprised if he gets beaten. But I think at the odds, on Wesley, $5.50. I think you probably get $8 or $9 Olon Star come the jump time. So pretty confident one of that trio actually wins the race. So we might just leave it there. So difficult to pick one. Forced to pick one. I just reckon Olon Star, good dry track record. I think it's won 2 of 2 over this 1200 in Launceston. It's going to get the gun trip. But 167 and only 3 will be taking in Coddies, etc. The 6th, it's a pretty handy race this for 3-year-olds. I'm not 3-year-olds, but it's a Class 1. Cranbrook, giving weight to some very handy 3-year-olds like City of Dreams, Unity Queen. But he won first up like a good horse. He trialled like a good horse the other day. He was actually in the same trial as the horse in the first, and went Century Arrow. He was no doubt the best. He went best in the trial. $6, I'd be happy to. I think that's only fair. City of Dreams is the one. Backed off the map when it won at debut. Usually when that happens, the owners have got plenty, so they'll back up again. So I'll be surprised if he's not heavily supported again. So confident one of that duo wins. Both the Brutton horses will run well. And you've got a few here. You must for exotics like Simran's Hero, GG's Cantel, Need a Queen, Silver Road, and Pipe to Boards. Sort of hard to line up. So confident 1 or 7 win, but very happy to back Cranbrook at sort of that type of price. So that's, can't say missing top 4. 7th over the 2100. Rougeau beat Gallowgate, by 3 lengths in a mile race last time, and actually makes it better at the weights, but also has to go out over 2100. Gallowgate's proven he can run the trip. I'm very concerned that if Rougeau, how will settle in the slower tempo of the 2100. If he settles, you can see him running the trip, but you still don't want to jump in at these prices. The Adrian Duggan stablements here, Slalom, ran very well against Gallowgate last time, and Island Tiger's one that caught the eye. Like, it ran the best closing sectionals in the race. You're copying silly prices. Just a race I don't want to get involved in, so I'm just going to have a little throw at the stumps on Island Tiger at the big price up. We might just actually go and have a look at that. So I'm never a fan of these 2100 metre races, but might take a while to the way the computer's running, so So it is here in the white colours. So here's Gallowgate, Slalom. And here's Island Tiger. Here, you're copping $26 about this horse. You know, like it's, you know, you want those type of odds, but just for an interest, I think you could do worse. So, yeah, something each way. Island Tiger. And in the last, this is a tricky race. This CGM, obviously, the only knock on her is a winning strike rate. You see he's got 15 placings and 3 wins from 31, but it's a race with not a lot of tempo. She draws barrier 2. Probably, you'd imagine, Exclusive Saturday probably looks the leader from barrier 1, especially with Tegan on. She likes to get them out and running. So if that's the case, CGM's just going to have the stalking run all the way. Son of Faith was super first up, spot running 6th. Tammany Hall maps to get a good run as well. All of them are virtually going okay. Tara's Dream, Charlemagne's Girl, we pointed out in the replay earlier. Gates, very tricky for it. And my old mate Key Summers sort of going heaps better than its figure form suggests and deserves to break through. But keep going back to the speed map, which favours CGM. So I'll probably back CGM Ever Saver, Key Summers at odds. So I haven't actually looked at those odds yet. So not a race I was keen on. I have $3. You're probably a bit short for. Even though it maps well, you'd still like to see a better win strike rate if you're going to take those odds. But if you're getting double figures, Key Summers, maybe just an interest each way in the last. So just confirming then, the ones that we've settled on in the first. Going to play 167 in exotics. Already bet something on Road Away. And yeah, so it's 167. Hopefully can back all of them. Like, you're copping sort of 3 to 1 the race if you back all 3 of them. So yeah, I don't think we can do too much wrong there. I was confident one of that trio wins. The second, just a bit of value, Monlondo at $12. As I said, not keen in the third and fourth. Do both favourites, clear top picks, but rock bottom prices. And as I said, like pretty similar to race 1. I think they're the same numbers, 1, 6 and 7. Lord Da Vinci on Wesley, Alon Star, and probably just something each way, Alon Star. So, and the best roughie, as we pointed out, was in the 2100 metre race, was Island Tiger. And Cranbrook's one I'm keen on. As I mentioned, I can't see it running worse than 4th. So if you're copying $6, $2.25, back at 1/2. And as the only horse I'm overly worried about is City of Dreams. So happily back him to beat the rest of them. So anyway, guys, so hopefully the number's 167, having a bit of luck. So yeah, in race 1, 167, in the Newmarket 167. Probably going to be the 2 biggest races I get involved in. So let's hope we'll wrap it up there. As I said, I'll actually do like a few that are nominated for Hobart this weekend. So I said I'm not declaring any this week, shopping for a bit of value. So let's hope like last week we can get one to stick their hooter out on the line at double figures, like that well-named horse, The Greatness. So anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up there, and we'll be back with you with something for Hobart on the weekend. But thanks again.